Like we had 10 players today, and we got 2 more coming. We're going to play people on our roster, but the rookies are getting invaluable experience every minute that they play, and you can see that we have people that can be pretty productive. I mean, Nalyssa Smith had a double-double in her first game as a professional. That's a good sign. I thought Queen Egbo had some really good minutes, as did Emily Enksler. Every step is going to be an opportunity to acquire more experience and learn how different players in the league play, learn some tricks, if you will, learn some things not to do. Sometimes it's, learning what not to do. The things that maybe work for you at, the college level don't work here. And the only way you're going to learn that is through experience. But, there were a lot of good things. I like the fact that we rebounded the ball as well as we did. We out-rebounded them by 11. That's a good sign. Had 17 assists. So cut down the turnovers, shoot the ball a little bit better. Don't have a first quarter like we did, and I would be, feeling a lot better about this entire game.
Will patience be a very strong message? You have a lot of girls who have come from very winning programs and have not maybe had to go through some struggles like this. Will that be a key just with the mental aspect of this?
Well, I'm sure that's for everybody. Professional basketball, as they're learning, is very, very different. There's nobody that's going to run the table on the rest of the league. To be sure, there really haven't been too many teams that have dominated the league. Any given night, everybody's capable of beating the other team. So you have to learn what you can, and then flush the rest and move on to the next game. And that's true for us. We're going to get home tomorrow. Look at film, get some shooting in, do a little scouting report on LA, and then we play 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon. So you can't dwell on this. Like I said, you take the good, you learn from the not so good, and you move forward. And yes, patience is a part of it, but I think it's also just the reality of professional basketball as they come, one after the next, and you just got to be ready to play.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Zion Brown?
Yes, you talked about all the things that you guys struggled with. What do you think went well during that run that happened late in the third and early in the fourth?
I think we defended a little bit better, and we got going offensively. We found a couple of things that gave them problems, and we were able to score a little bit more readily, a little bit easier. And we got a few free throws in the mix. We got a couple transition buckets in the mix. So, we did some things that posed problems for them and made them call timeout and make adjustments. I think we cut it to 6, was it? I know we cut it to 8 at one point.
Yeah, she cut it to 6 in the fourth. That's something.
Yeah, I mean the third quarter and part of the fourth, were real good for us. And I'm not going to spell it all out, but we found some things that really helped us and gave us an opportunity to score the ball a little bit easier against them and pose problems for them.
You talked about Emily a little bit earlier, and she had 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. How much better of a team are you defensively when she's on the court?
Oh, we're real good. I mean, look, the kid played 16 and a half minutes and has 9 rebounds. I don't know what that, I'm not a mathematician. How does that work out over a 40-minute game? That's unbelievable, really. But she's a battler. She's a player who fights and, has a nose for the ball, doesn't mind contact. And so we love that. So she's got a place in our scheme of things for sure.
Tony, want to start ahead?
Yeah, hey Kelsey, now that you got to see everything in action for the first time, how do you feel like you guys did in your first game this year?
I think knowing who we played against tonight, there's obviously a lot to work on. But I do respect the fact that our young players came in and they didn't, all that stuff that you're hearing, you talk about we playing this person, we playing that. I think our focus and our attention to what our team needed was really, really amazing based on them coming from a college team 2 or 3 weeks ago, 4 and 5 weeks ago. So I give my hats out to our young group because they brought everything to the table that they could possibly bring, and all you can do is respect that.
Thinking about them specifically, both Emily and Nalyssa filled up the stat sheet.
Yeah.
What impressed you about them, and how do you feel like they did in their first game?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I love the chip on their shoulder. Like, all our rookies got a chip on their shoulder that is like, it's amazing, because it's like, although they're young, although they just got here 4 and 5 weeks ago, they don't care about who they playing against. That whole idea of like they won't smoke all the time, like that's them. Like, and you gotta love it and you gotta appreciate it, because it's not an arrogance, it's not them being cocky. They just confident, and I love playing with confident people. And to know that they're young, you're now doing it. Once everything else they master, as far as like, travel to travel, game to game, personnel, I think we're gonna be really, really good.
You guys had a little bit of a weaker stretch to close the first quarter, but much
Yeah.
better to start of the fourth, for example. What do you feel like was the difference in those kind of stretches for you guys in terms of what was and wasn't working?
Our biggest problem right now is the defensive end. Being able to play that side of the floor for the entire shot clock. We might stop the ball here, and then Natasha Cloud might get it to EDD, and that next one, that's what we're lacking. So I think once we put that together down the stretch of that fourth quarter, and we made them, leave with empty possessions, it played in our favor.
Anybody else have anything for Kelsey? 24 straight games with at least 10 points, leading the league.
Nalyssa, you got the first game under your belt. How did it feel, and how do you feel like you performed?
It felt great, getting out there and finally like having a game that really is gonna count. It was a great game for experience also, and I felt good. I feel like we adjusted well in the second half, so we just got to start faster and start from the tip. It's gonna be a better turnout.
A double-double in your first game. Were you expecting anything like that? Did you even have any level of expectation coming into this?
Yeah, I go into every game with expectation. It's just to play my hardest and help this team get a win. So with that, I got a double-double, and that's my main goal is, always help my team rebounding, and the points are going to come.
Game one, and you get thrown in against former MVP and EDD. How do you feel like you did against her, and what was it like going against someone like that in your first performance?
I felt like it was good. She's very crafty, so, being that was the first person, that I went against, I could learn a lot from her, and it's gonna get better.
What did you think of your other fellow rookies in their first games? Emily Angsler, for example, really filled up the stat sheet.
Yeah, Emily, she's always gonna give us something every single game, and that's what I love about her. Whether it's points, defense, rebounding, like she gives us so much, and just the other rookies also, like everybody contributes in a way. So.
Thanks, Tony. Matthew Van Tryon.
Nalyssa, when you guys go on that run there late in the third, early in the fourth, and I think you cut their lead down to 6 points, just describe what the energy was like on the court and in the, in the huddle on the sideline. Was that kind of I've made it and, I'm playing in a competitive game right now?
Yeah, it was definitely a momentum booster. We went into that game and we got all that energy once we, got a couple stops back to back. That's what it's about, getting numerous stops in a row. So when we did that, we found momentum, we found the pace we wanted, and it just helped us, cut that lead.
Zion Brown.
Nalyssa, you seem to have got it going way more in the second half. What led to that? What adjustments did you make going into that third quarter?
Just honestly, just internal adjustments, just telling myself, knowing what I could do and just being able to do it, just rebounding and trying to find an easy way to score. I see my shot outside wasn't falling, so I started going inside more, whether it was layups, floaters. So, it's just about adjusting.
Got time for one more. Pat Boylan, want to finish us up?
Nalyssa, you guys were able to out-rebound them by double digits, and a lot of that was you, and it was Queen, and it was Emily going against WNBA veterans who have, a lot of time and experience on their side. What do you think enabled you guys to have such a strong night on the glass, especially, considering just how much experience Washington has and how much size they have in their front court?
We just take pride in rebounding. We know rebounding is going to lead to, transition, or rebounding is going to lead to an easy bucket. So, we take pride in that. And it's just something that we go into every game having an expectation and trying to meet it.